Ain't no good gonna come to you till you do right by God. And so that's what Jesus is saying. And so we just want you to understand that life does not have to be full of misery. Life does not have to be full of a whole lot of hard times. Life does not have to be full of just one blind spot after another. It can be good for you. And Jesus said, I'd rather you be a giver than a judge. Well, then he goes on over here to verse 39 and he begins to speak parables to him. And he speaks 4 quick parables in a row. The first one he says, can the blind lead the blind? They shall both fall into the ditch. You got to come to understand that it's just some people you ain't got no business following. It's some people you ain't got no business following. We get back there. Y'all ain't feeling me there. Then you need to understand that the next parable in verse 40, he said that the disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master. Don't you know that the Lord knows that there's nobody perfect here, but what he's trying to tell you is that it's okay to mess up every now and then, but what you need to do is decide for yourself that I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to straighten up and fly right anyhow. And so when you find yourself slipping off the edge sometimes, you need to reach up for one of those lifelines that they got reaching out to you and say, Lord, look here, I don't want to go down this road anymore. I'm a little older than I used to be, and I'm trying to get myself together. And so if you'll just hold on to me, Father God, and lift me back up, I promise you, I'm going to walk right. I'm going to try and talk right. I'm going to try and live in a manner that pleases you, but I need some help right now. I ain't where I need to be, but I bless you, Lord, that I ain't where I used to be. And if you just come right now and hold on to me. I ain't trying to outdo nobody. I just want to be me. Yes, sir. And if I can be me and you be you, Lord, I'm on a good team. Yes. He gave him another parable, that third parable in verse 41. He said, why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but perceivest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Either how canst thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote that is in thine eye, and thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Let me just cut this short and get to the chase. He tried to say, how you going to look at me and talk about me when you a whole lot worse off than I am? How you going to sit around and lay me out for something that you were doing yesterday? And just in case you ain't got this figured out by now, what he's trying to say that the beam that's in your brother's eye is just a little splinter, but the mote that's in your eye is a big old log. So what he's trying to say is that usually the stuff you're trying to criticize and chastise me for, you doing it worse than me. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you what the word says. And I'm believing what they say, that all the words of Jesus are written in red. So I ain't just giving you the word. I'm giving you the word from the word. Then he got that fourth parable down there in verse 43. It says, for a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. In other words, he's just saying, look here, if it ain't no good in you, ain't no good coming out of you. Woo! That's what the Bible said. I ain't make that up. It said, for thorns men do not gather figs. You see, back in the old days, what used to happen is these thorns, these bushes, bramble bushes would grow up around the fig trees, and it prevented folks from going to get figs from there because of all the thorns and all that. Some stuff you just got to let go. It might look good, but some things you got to leave where it is. That's right. All right, all three of y'all just with me. I'm going to hurry to shut you down. Three things this thing tells us we need to understand. Here in verse 46. That's all we're looking at in New York. The first thing it tells us is that you got to have respect for his word. Verse 46. And why call ye me Lord, and do not the things which I say? So many people got hooked up following these blind prophets. Come on, man. And that's the blind leading the blind. But don't you understand that I read somewhere that ignorance of the law is no excuse. And what I'm trying to tell you is that when that day comes and you try and tell him, say, Lord, look here, I wanted to be on your side, but I didn't really know what to do. And he's going to ask you, why didn't you know what to do? And the only thing you can say is tell the truth. I want you to understand that there's a meter in heaven that it'll just jump off the charts when you start lying and carrying on. And so when you stand up there and start trying to make up excuses for not having come to Bible school, Bible study, and the things that, don't worry about it. That's one strike. When you start lying and trying to make an excuse for not doing Sunday school so you can learn the word and say, don't worry about it. That's just the Lord trying to tell you, I got you, and you ain't going to live here long. But when you start going through some stuff, he will tell you, all those folk that you were following that weren't teaching you nothing, all those folk that were just trying to get rich off of you, all those folk that you helped to make into demons, go on with them now. Don't misunderstand me. I ain't trying to tell you that I'm all in the bag of chips, but I'm trying to tell you that you need to take the responsibility for yourself. And when you get to where you can say, I didn't see that in there, then stop being with me. But what he's trying to tell you, when he says you got to have respect for his word, is you need to build yourself a good foundation. Look at it. I can't put nothing into nothing if ain't nothing there. But you need to lay yourself a good foundation. And then when I start trying to build on it, that'll hold up some of the mess that will come your way. And y'all don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. See if I use myself for a living testimony. Because my mama built a good foundation here. They kept me in church even when I didn't want to go, when I didn't think I should go. And I done told you this 100 times, but I couldn't wait till I didn't have to go to church no more. And if you wanted to catch up with me and her on Sunday morning, you could catch us with Willie Bruce Barnes sitting at the table, drinking some right gut liquor, playing three-handed pinochle for money, and we was having the time of our lives. But something got a hold of me one day, and they turned me around and said, look here, you got a foundation down there that says that you need to be up in somebody's church house. And the next thing I know, I said, Barnes, I'll get with you when I get out of church. And the next thing you know, I'm going to church every Sunday. I'm trying to learn more about it. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. I'm trying to tell you, you got to learn to respect his word.